This is how I made $400 trading the Nasdaq. Higher time frame, I was super in between. We were reacting out of this daily gap. That being said, though, we were reacting bearishly out of this 4-hour gap, and this 1-hour gap was inverse. So on the 1 hour, we were bullish. It was pretty confusing, but there was draws both directions. We could look for this 4-hour intermediate to get hit. 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, we could possibly open up a 4-hour gap right here. We had a 1-hour intermediate down here. That being said, we have this 15-minute right above as well that we could look for to go break even at, or a draw on liquidity, react out of it. So I could have gone either way. Could look for longs if we come lower and then come higher, or dang. Or we could look for shorts, come up into the 15-minute and then down there. ES is looking very similar. It just had this news before market open. That's important too. We had this low resistance liquidity as well on ES, but ES comes up, taps the 4-hour. We'd inverse the 1-hour. So we're holding the 1-hour up here, but still we have this low resistance liquidity. So again, we could look for shorts or longs. Market opens, and in the first minute of market open, we come down and we tap this 1-hour, and then we react up and inverse this 1-minute gap. A lot of people took longs right here. I didn't like this long. I don't like taking trades this quick into market open. This was literally 30 seconds into market open. I don't like that. I think it played out for quite a few people. Some people got break even. Anyways, we're in this 15-minute at this point. I was leaning a little bit more bearish to take out all the LRL down here. We inversed this 1 minute, but there was a 3-minute that was holding. And as you can see, we end up inversing this 3-minute. A lot of people took this short. I didn't like it. We were in this 2-minute gap. You look on the 1 minute and it was just chopping really weird. We just inversed this 1 minute to the upside as well. Just wasn't ideal at all. We weren't creating any gaps. We were disrespecting some bearish stuff, so I didn't like it. Just the way it was looking, I didn't like it, so I didn't take it. Ends up resweeping, and at this point, I was looking for shorts if we just inverse this gap with a little bit more displacement, right? We come up, we resweep. ES ends up coming up into the 15-minute gap up here. And we inverse this 1 minute. I just didn't like the 1-minute inverse because there wasn't enough displacement. But I was sitting there like waiting for shorts like this. At least down to here, and maybe all the way down to this 1-hour intermediate. Anyways, don't get a good inverse there, and we retrace up and we inverse the 1 minute to the upside, which market was just super choppy at this point. If we had held that 1 minute and then we maybe created a 30-second gap, I totally would have taken that trade, but we didn't. We also, I believe, almost an SMT here. Let's see. I don't think it created an SMT. Yeah. But we end up tanking all the way down with no decent retraces to take continuations. I was looking for continuation. We come lower. We hit the 1-hour intermediate. ES had also tapped its 1-hour intermediate low. Sorry, I forgot. At this point, we created a 4-hour gap right here, so we were reacting out of a 4-hour gap and a 1-hour intermediate low. and 30-minute intermediate. It was just looking beautiful. Even though we inversed this 15-minute to the downside, I could see us reacting heavily off of this. We had a 5-minute above up here, so that could be our draw. Either go break even at or take profit at. We did create this 3-minute, so I was just waiting for this 3-minute to get inversed. And as you can see, we end up inversing that 3-minute. I actually took the trade right about here because I knew we were going to inverse the 3-minute. We were displacing much higher. So I entered the trade right about here. Break even at this 5-minute. First take profit at 1-to-1 right here. And second take profit all the way up here. Just because now that we're reacting off this 4-hour gap, I don't really see much of a reason for us to react too bearish off of this 15-minute intermediate high. I could just see us continuing higher because we're also reacting off that daily gap. So I'm in the trade here. Ends up going up to break even, and ends up coming up to take profit 1, which I closed. I entered with 5 micro NASDAQs, had take profit 1 at selling 2 of them and then selling 3 of them up here. We end up coming down and stopping me out at break even. I entered right here. This is exactly how it looked. This is how my break even looked, like that. Even a little bit more, or a little bit further down. But so I get break even, and then I was literally texting my friend. I was like, bro, this is going to go straight back to take profit, because right here we created a 5-minute gap, and it was just coming into this 5-minute gap there. Yeah, it sucks, but is what it is. We end up moving higher, and then I was off the charts by here, obviously, but yeah, that's it. I ended up making 400 on this trade. I'm only up, though, 150 on the account because I accidentally took a trade that I wasn't meaning to. I was just on the wrong account. It was a complete accident. It wasn't meant to be an actual trade, but it sucks. It is what it is. Up 150 on the account. Finished up on the week about 400. It was a good week. I was very patient this week. Took no setups on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I had 1 break even on Monday. Just didn't like the way market was moving, and I was very patient today. Waited for my setup to form. There were some decent setups at the beginning that a lot of people took, and I just waited. Most people were off the charts, so they didn't take the same setup that I took because they had already lost to, in my opinion, non-A+ setups. Anyways, that's about it.